What's up, everyone? All right, well, here we are, $1,000 of profit, another solid green day. Not a home run, not like yesterday. Yesterday with 11,000 was awesome. Today, I'm feeling a little frustrated. I got some serious FOMO on INPX. I missed this breakout from 517 all the way up to 589 because I'd hit one of my threshold triggers to walk away. The first one, daily max loss. I didn't hit that, thank goodness. The second one, giving back half of my gains. I hit that. And the third one, 3 red trades in a row. Well, I didn't hit that. I had 2 red trades in a row, but after the second one, I'd given back half of my morning gains, and that's when I have to take my profit off the table and walk away. I've already given too much back to the market. I can't give back anymore. That's something that can be really frustrating because then a moment after you stop out, you see something run without you and you're thinking, oh man, if I had just taken that trade, not only would I be up to my daily goal, I'd probably be double my daily goal. But the other side of it, and you always have to think about the risk, is that if you had taken that trade and then you lost on that third loser, then you go back to break even on the day. What if you went red on the day? Then you're gonna be sitting there so angry with yourself. Why did I keep trading? Why wasn't I grateful for $1,000 that I had made or whatever it happened to be? In my case today, $1,045. That's good money. I should be grateful for that. And so, today's one of those days where I walked away and I ended up seeing something rip without me. But I remind myself that it feels worse to take the trade and to lose money than it feels just to watch something run without you. And the nice thing about watching something run without you is that you can always say, you know what? I don't want to watch it anymore. I'm going to leave the room. I'm going to walk out of my office. And then, great, you've got $1,000 of profit. You've got maybe half of what you had earlier, but it's money in your pocket, and you're not gonna sit and watch this because it's too tempting, it's too frustrating. So that's what I did. I came back, saw it was up a lot, felt a little bummed out, a little FOMO, but lived to trade another day. So today's kind of a treading water day, not making a lot of progress, but that's okay. I'm just gonna wait for the next big momentum stock. As always, you guys have questions and comments about today's trades, leave them right down there and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. That way you'll get the notification when I go live, which will be of course tomorrow morning around 9:15 when I do my pre-market watch list. All right, see you guys in the morning. Bye everyone. All right, everyone, so we're gonna go over the trades from today, kind of a non-event kind of day, just a green day, nothing special, nothing super exciting, no trades in the TD Ameritrade account. I used up all my buying power yesterday, and no trades in my small CMEG account. I didn't see anything that I really wanted to try to do a small account trade on today. INPX was the biggest winner, ADAP was the biggest loser, so we'll look at those two as they're kind of the most interesting for this morning. So as you can see, up $1,045, which is halfway to the daily goal, and I don't think I'm gonna do any better than that. So ADAP, this was our 4th leading gapper this morning, gapping up about 35% with a pre-market high of 650. Yesterday, it was incredibly strong, made this really big move, as you can see, from 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, and then after hours up to 650. So pre-market, I was watching it at the open, and I took my first trade on it right out of the gates on this break here, as you can see, of 570. We got like a little bit of a dip, and as it surged back up, I jumped in it, rode this momentum up to 6. It then does a little pullback right here and flushes back down. Now, as it bounced down here and started to curl back up, I was thinking about the break over 6, and I actually got back in, stopped out, and gave back all the profit I'd made from the first trade. So I was red on the day and red on the stock. And I was like, all right, well, this is not great. I was down actually about $1,500 on it. Now I was kind of stepping up to the plate with bigger share size because I really thought this one had some good potential in it. And then I got back in it down here, right as it was kind of starting to curl up. I think it was right here that I jumped in. I was thinking that since it was breaking this level, that we would squeeze up to VWAP. And what I was looking for was a break of VWAP and a surge back through 6. Now the VWAP was at about 550. And I thought that if it broke over 550, 560, 575 is next. If it breaks 575, that's a psychological level that next thing you know, we should be at 585, 595, breaking through 6, up to high a day. 650 was the pre-market high. So I was stepping up to the plate. I bought 6,000 shares. I stopped out and lost 600 bucks. I then got back in right here as it started to come back up. This time I bought 10,000 shares. It hits a high of 40, it pulls back, it can't break that level, and I stopped out again. I was really kind of disappointed, and I feel like maybe in hindsight, I was applying a little bit of a kind of confirmation bias on this because of the move that we had, yesterday, where it broke below VWAP and then came back up. However, this context was very different because it started the day strong. CPAH yesterday starts the day, was kind of similarly strong, where it opened, squeezed up, pulled back, broke over VWAP and ran, but right out of the gates, it hit the pre-market high. And then yesterday or the day before that, it again, strong out of the gates, broke down, and then came back up. ADAP, on the other hand, kind of opened weak. And so maybe in hindsight, I was applying some type of bias in my mind that this was going to do a VWAP break when, in fact, it really wasn't that strong versus where it was pre-market. It was below the VWAP, which, of course, the others were below the VWAP, but this didn't squeeze out of the gates that much. So maybe an unnecessary loss there of $2,400. And I had one winner and then like 3 losers on it. So that was ADAP, and again, I'm not super happy with how I traded it. Yesterday on CPAH, I stepped up to the plate with a pretty big 13,000 share position, and we got that really nice break of VWAP here, and I was hoping to get another trade like that today. Hey, making $10,000 in one day is awesome, and I thought ADAP had the potential, and I think I was just being a little too kind of fixated on the potential and not the actual setup that we were seeing. All right, so that was that was ADAP. This is a gap scanner from this morning. I'll run this for 9:20 a.m. Gap scan, RTIX leading gapper, SLGG second leading gapper. SLGG took a trade on it, second leading gapper. 7.4 million share float, jumped in for the break over the pre-market high, which was up here at 533. I got in for the first 5-minute candle to make a new high and made some money on it, 900 bucks, nothing crazy. I wasn't able to take big share size and it didn't end up holding this level. I also knew the 200 moving average was a risk factor. It tapped that level almost to the penny. So, it's whenever you see these are examples just to take a screenshot of and just remind yourself, this is why we keep the 200 moving average on the chart. So this one I'm just gonna make a screenshot of and I'll save it for the classes. I just kind of keep this library of these examples. So 200 EMA resistance level. All right, so add that to the classes. All right, so that's SLLG, quick little trade on that one. TRXC, lost 130 on this. It started to do a little red to green move, as you can see right here. I got in it as it popped up. I actually got in it right here on this red candle. It hit a high of 42. I stopped out. Then it comes back up and rips. That's the way it sometimes goes. So lost 132 on that. And now let's look at INPX. INPX, now let's see. Let me find this on the gap scan. So gapping up right here, 10%, 9 million, 9.5%, 10% gap, 1.27 million share float, 150,000 shares of pre-market volume. We'll look at the chart here. SLLG was hitting, or SLGG. Then we had PIR, TRXC, and then INPX hits right here, 441. All right, so INPX, kind of interesting. We had this pre-market chart, as you can see right here, where we double topped on the pre-market high, 440. So it tapped 440, pulled back, came back up to 440, pulled back. It then started to open up right here and rip up from 440, 450, all the way up to 495. Nice trade. It then does a little pullback right through here, 475, rips over that level, hits a high of 515. So I traded this, I did a couple trades on this. Because it was on the gap scanner and I was watching it, the first spot I was watching it was right here over this pre-market pivot of about 410. My first trade on it, let's see, just go back up here. The first trade, it looks like, was at 410. So the break of that level, and into this breakout here up to a high of 440. So this was my first trade on it right here. I then got back in right here, and then I got back in right here for the break over this level. The break over this level right here. This was the best trade. This one right here, the entry right here at 70 and 75, adding at 80 and 90. We end up hitting 95, pulling back for a second. There's a 20,000 share seller at 95. Let me see if I have the live recording of this. All right, so we'll look for this seller at 95. Okay. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna put this up for you. All right, so we've got INPX here. I've already got $1,400 of profit on the day, $3,100 on the stock. There's a 20,000 share seller, okay? So I'm watching this for that level to break. Now, what I do on these is I have my order ready to go at 96 for 3,000 shares. Watching, and now there we go. As I see the time and sales going through, as I see buyers stepping up to the plate, I punch it. It goes from 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 18, 17, 16, 15, 13. Boom, just like that. I actually tried to buy 12,000 shares. I didn't get filled. I'm now in with 6,000, and watch this. Just like that. I throw an order on the ask as it's squeezing up. I don't even know what price the order's going through at. I just know that I'm green, and I better take some money off the table. Boom, it squeezes up. I'm taking out profit. And just like that, I made $1,000. Now, had I actually gotten filled the full 12,000 shares, I would have made probably closer to $2,000. So let's go back and look at that again. All right, so that was right through, let's see, right around here. Yeah, let's just back that up. All right, so I've got my hand on the buy button. Hands on the buy button, looking for it to break over 95. Now, it had already come up and hit 95 right here once, and that 20,000 share seller was sitting there. It came up again right here, and that same seller was sitting on the ask. So now it's coming up a third time. I don't know whether or not it's gonna break. I'm gonna wait for it to start to break. So we've got 22,000 shares on the ask. Now we've got 16,000. I'm gonna buy 3,000. Boom, just like that. People see that seller getting knocked down, coming down, getting bought up, and off it goes. So really solid trade there, nice breakout. This was, and I took 2 trades here. The first trade was right here, and then when we hit that seller at 95, I took my profit and got out, and then I got back in right there. So very happy with that one. Unfortunately, I decided to overtrade it a little bit, and this is actually where I started to get myself a little frustrated today. So let's look at this for a second. So the high here was 17. It pulls back, and I got back in at 510 right here. I got back in right here thinking the first candle was going to make a new high and break over 517. I was wrong, and I stopped out, and I lost $600. All right, and then I tried it. I actually did that twice right in this area. So I got in here, got out here, got in here, got out here. So when it started to come back up here, you know what had happened? I had already given back half of my profit. So I have a couple of rules, and one of those rules is that if I give back half of my gains, I've got to stop out. I've got to stop trading for the day. So now, you can see I went from being up over 2,000 to being up only 1,000. So as I see it right here, I'm now feeling really conflicted because the rules that I have, my first rule is if I hit my max loss, I'm done for the day. Right now, my max loss that I'm using is 10% of my account. This is, well, actually, the max loss that's set on this account right now is $5,000, and that's less than 10% of the account. $5,000 is a pretty big max loss. Here's the problem. When you trade with 10,000, 15,000 shares, and you take a trade right out of the gates, it is not by any means impossible to lose $1,500 or even $2,500 in the first 2 minutes of the day. And that does not necessarily mean that the market is bad or that you should stop trading. It just means that based on your large position, you took a good sized loss. And so I had a day, I don't know, it was a week ago or so, where I was down 2,700 in the first 2 minutes of trading. And I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm below my max loss in the account, which I think was set at only $1,000. But that max loss is too tight because I should keep trading. And remember 2.5 weeks ago, I had a day where I was down $3,000 in my CMEG account, and I finished the day up 15 grand. Yes, it was disappointing that I lost on my first trade, but it didn't mean that the market was dead or that I should walk away. So you never want to take so much share size on your first trade that you hit a max loss. And so I decided to increase my max loss so I could keep trading with big share size, keep having big gains when it certainly works well, and be able to just accommodate the potential that I could be down 2 or 3 grand in the first trade. So I increased my max loss to 5 grand. All right, so first rule is if I'm down more than 5 grand, I'm done trading for the day. Second rule that I've implemented more recently is that if I give back half of my gains, I am done for the day. Now, again, this one's a little tough. If I'm up $200 and then I'm up only 100, I'm not going to count that because I really am only going to count it when I hit my daily goal, which is $2,000 of profit. So if I'm up 2,000 and then I give back half, that's when I say, you know what? I got to throw in the towel because it's always better to walk away with a little money in your pocket than to go from being at your daily goal to just being red on the day. So at this point, the rule stated that I needed to stop trading. And I'm going to question whether or not that was the right decision. Because as I'm watching this right here, I'm feeling tempted to get in if it breaks over 520. Now, of course, the last trade was with 10,000 shares. And if I do get in, I'm watching this right here. As I watch this right now, this is where I'd be pressing the buy button. I think it's right around here as I'm seeing 505, 507. I'm looking for a little green on the level 2. So now I'd be like, oh shoot, 502. I'm in now, I'm down 5 cents. Oh, dang it. 501. Huh. All right, well, 5. Now if it breaks 5, it's gonna go back to 490 just like that. So now I'd be kind of really thinking I pushed my luck. All right, so I got in too soon. Now it's back to 502 by 506. Lots of buyers at 506. Okay, and then all of a sudden it starts to pop up. 510, all right, 510 by 511 by 513. All right, so now I'm up 5 cents. Okay, that's nice, but that's not a home run. 512 by 515. Okay, all right, so 11 by 14. 14, 15 on the ask. 13 by 15. Okay, 13, 16. All right, so now I'm starting to feel a little FOMO. Granted, I'm only up 5 cents on the bid, but if it breaks over 17, it's breaking high of day. And now I'm like, God dang it. I could have just jumped in that, right? I could have jumped in that. I could have jumped right back in with 10,000 shares and I'd be up over $2,000. I could have jumped in with 5,000 shares and I'd be up 500. And now what do? I can't get in now. The entry was down here at 10. So now what do? I just sit and watch it. And I sit and watch as it goes higher and higher and higher. And the stock's going to end up hitting a high of 589. And I sat on the sidelines. It pops up here to 544. It pulls back. And I'm like, well, this is the first 1 minute candle to make a pullback. I could get in here. But again, if I get in here and then I lose, I'm going to feel really frustrated with myself. I'm going to be really frustrated. And so then I said, well, what's more frustrating? To take a trade and lose and then be up only 500 on the day, or maybe even be red on the day, or to sit back and just watch it? And then I said, well, maybe there's another option. Maybe I don't have to sit and even watch it. Maybe I just take my $1,000 and I just walk away for a few minutes. So, took my $1,000, stepped back. I watched it through this consolidation. I actually thought it was bullish on a break over 580. It couldn't break 580. It then flushed down right here. And you know what? If I had come back and jumped into this with 10, 15,000 shares to try to revenge trade it, I probably would have lost $5,000, $7,000 on that drop. So I stuck with the rule there and didn't push my luck. And that ended up being, I think, the right move. So I am a little frustrated. I feel a little FOMO. I wonder, whether or not, the thing with this trade, I had 2 losers on it. And there's no reason you can't have 3 losers, 4 losers, or even 5 or 6. I mean, you can have multiple losers in a row. I certainly had several losers in a row on ADAP. And so I kind of thought on INPX, well, maybe I'm overstaying my welcome. Maybe I'm have a bias on it and I'm just wrong. And if I keep trading it, I'm just going to give back more and more profit. So today's a day where I gave back half of my gains. And because of that, I knocked myself out and wasn't able to capitalize on what ended up being a really nice breakout. Although it didn't go when I thought it would, it went, and it ended up being pretty nice. So live to trade another day. I'll be back at it tomorrow. I really was hoping to have another big green day today after yesterday's awesome trades on CPAH, but it wasn't in the cards for me today. So I'll be back at it tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have some better follow through, some better momentum, and hopefully our leading gapper will end up being a little bit stronger. Today leading gapper was RTIX 555. This one, as you can see, weak. SLGG, as you can see, a little on the weak side, TRXC. And I think it's probably safe to say that when the leading gapper is not as strong, it's definitely a good reason to be a little more cautious. Whereas yesterday, ADAP being really strong, that created sympathy momentum. Other stocks started to pick up. And Gene, look at Gene, Gene. This one's a perfect example of this stock squeezing up while INPX was squeezing, right? So they were kind of going in sympathy or in tandem with each other. First INPX and then Gene kind of following a little bit behind. And then once INPX rolled over, so did Gene. So that's the thing with momentum, is that when one stock is strong, often several others will start to pop up on sympathy, and that's what we call sympathy momentum. It's a great way to capitalize in a hot market by jumping from stock to stock. And in fact, on my biggest green day that I've ever had, I traded maybe 7 stocks on that day, and I was green on all but one, and the winners were generally between $2,500 and $7,500, with one being almost $30,000. So I had a couple of really big winners, and it's like everything that I was jumping in was working. If you flip back to the day DRYS was squeezing up, GLBS, EC, SHIP, TOPS, it was like 5 or 6 other stocks on the same day made 200, 300, 400% moves. So you had to be quick and jump from stock to stock to stock, but if you did, you could have done incredibly well. So sympathy momentum is what I love, and on a day where you don't have a lot of momentum in general, you can't expect sympathy momentum. And sometimes I think it's easy to fall into the habit of trying to, force trades, over trading, taking too many. And hoping that you'll see some incredible amount of strength, but the conditions of the market just aren't suitable for that to happen. And so it's an unrealistic expectation. So I think I was a little too aggressive today on ADAP, INPX. I was also a little too aggressive on, got myself stopped out, and then it ends up ripping and kind of doing what I thought it would do. But, you know, it's not just having the right idea, it's also having the right timing. So anyways, that's it for me today. I'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning, and hopefully we'll have a nice set of stocks on the gap scanner, and I'll be able to have a nice Wednesday and you know, continue the momentum. You know, yesterday was a great day, $11,000 of profit. Today is kind of a, you know, nothing day as far as I didn't hit my goal, and, you know, I kind of churned shares and burned commissions, but just kind of got to tread water until the next big momentum stock that I can get in and get into the right time. All right, I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. Bye, everyone. Hey, have you seen my most popular video on YouTube? It's got over 5 million views. You can check it out right here, and check out one of my other videos on YouTube right here. I hope you guys enjoy, and as always, if you have questions, leave them down below in the comments section. I personally respond to every comment that's posted.